welcome, it's Denome, and welcome to this video. And this video is going to be a very juicy one because I may have actually identified the best token on the planet right now, and that is called MATIC token or Polygon chain. And the reason I'm talking about is there's a development that might change the whole crypto landscape, and I will talk about that development very soon. But before that, I want to basically show you the potential of MATIC token, where it can go. So if you're looking at this screen right now, you can already see what I'm talking about. So you can see these short-term trend lines, and when these get broken to the upside, you can see massive moves to the upside. So here you can see that MATIC went 170%, and here MATIC went up about 130%. So we're still inside the channel here. Let me actually go to logarithmic view for this chart here. The potential is currently at least 60%, but this could actually break to the upside eventually here. So that's basically there's even higher potential, but let's say the minimum potential you can make with MATIC is at least 60%, which is already pretty good if you are talking about a couple of months holding a token, getting 60% of that. But anyway, that's basically the minimum you can make with MATIC. Now let's actually go and take a look at MATIC ETH, and I will come at the end of the video. I will talk about the new thing coming to MATIC as well, but I basically want to lay out the foundation so you can understand the potential value of MATIC. So for this chart, you can see that we're currently still inside basically this channel here, but I think this was the channel bottom. So that's why I'm showing you this chart here. What I do not like MATIC versus ETH chart is that we have actually broken to the downside from this support line here. But what gives me confidence that this might be actually the bottom here is that we have a higher low on the RSI, basically giving me a signal that the momentum is about to shift. Obviously, the real bull zone is once this breaks to the upside, then basically MATIC can outperform Ethereum by 300%. So that's obviously pretty good, much better than the 60%. But it gets even more interesting when we take a look at MATIC BTC, so MATIC versus Bitcoin price. And this has had a major dump for a long time. So you can see this is currently down about 85% compared to Bitcoin. So if you were holding Bitcoin, obviously you did much better than if you held MATIC recently. But as you can see, this is again in this trend line or in this channel here, and this obviously will either break to the downside or to the upside. I'm basically betting that it will break to the upside here. But as you can see, we're at the bottom of this channel here. You can see that the RSI is higher than here, so we have an RSI divergence as well. So obviously this will get to the bull zone once this trend line here gets broken. So that could take even up to 6 months from now. But still, long term, in my opinion, this looks quite good. So there's this, looks like a bottom, and the potential top here is again 500% gain to be had against Bitcoin. So this is the mega bull zone basically. If this happens, but the minimum, the bare minimum is still 60%, so that's pretty good. So now let's get to the juicy parts. Let's take a look at some fundamentals here. So the first thing that we want to take a look at is active addresses on Polygon chain. So these are daily active addresses, so how many wallets basically interact with the MATIC blockchain on a day-to-day basis. And as you can see, we're currently looking at number which is 1.3 million wallets per day, and this is the same number as on Solana blockchain. But the difference between Solana and MATIC is that Solana blockchain value, total value, market cap is about $60 billion, whereas MATIC market cap is only $6 billion. So there's a potential 10x on the price of MATIC compared to Solana, looking at this metric here. But as you can see, at least what we can say is that the usage of MATIC blockchain is highest it has ever been, and we have never seen this kind of usage on MATIC blockchain. This is very, very nice. And the transaction costs are still very, very low. And there's also MATIC ZK EVM, so zero knowledge Ethereum, what was it, EVM, Ethereum virtual machine. So there's basically a layer 2 blockchain on a MATIC already, and that's called Polygon ZK EVM. And there's that also. These numbers are not even including that sidechain that Polygon has created. So this is only the layer one Matic chain here, and these are already at the highest it has ever been. Then when we take a look at the daily transactions, so how many transactions happen on the blockchain, you can see that these are higher than what we had here on the bear market from 2022 to 2024 basically. But the price, again, when we go to the price here, let's go to Matic USD. You can see that from 2022, it's basically this area here. We had less activity on the chain, and now the price is basically at the bear market low, and at least at the range low here. So this is again just a signal to me that Matic is at a bottom, and the fundamentals look good for the potential price increase. And then we can take a look at obviously the unique addresses, so basically how many wallets there are on Matic blockchain. This keeps growing, which is very, very nice as well. And then let's head over to Santiment. So Santiment is a tool that I use to basically look behind the hood of different projects on blockchain. So now we're currently looking at Matic. The first thing you can obviously see is the total amount of holders of Matic token itself. So according to this statistic here, you can see that 82 million wallets currently hold Matic token, and this keeps increasing. And then the yellow one is the network growth. So this line shows how many new wallets currently hold and transact with Matic token. And Matic is the gas token for the Matic blockchain, so that's why everybody basically has to use Matic who use Matic blockchain as well. So that creates demand for the Matic token as well. So this is currently at an elevated level, which it hasn't been anywhere in the bull market, anywhere in the bear zone. So currently we're looking at unprecedented adoption of Matic token. So when this is at an elevated level, and even if it goes sideways, it still means that the growth curve is exponential, because this simply shows the new users coming over to Matic blockchain. So this is very, very nice that this is at an elevated level, again showing me that Matic is probably at a bottom. And then finally we can take a look at, fundamentally speaking, we can take a look at dormant circulation 365D. And what this signals is every wallet that has held Matic for more than a year, for more than 365 days, whenever they transact, it creates a blip on this chart. And so when this is at a peak, this blue line here, it means that old money, people who have held Matic for more than a year, are currently trading or selling Matic token. So this basically can signal a potential top. But flip it around, when this is at a bottom as it is right now, it means that old money no longer wants to sell Matic token. So this signals that the selling has completely stopped. Old money doesn't want to sell Matic at these levels anymore. So this is again a signal to me that Matic is at a bottom. So now we have many different confirmations that the real usage of Matic is at a very high level. The selling has basically stopped. The chart is giving me signals that this is the bottom. And now let's jump over to the new developments. And this is now the real juice, real meat of this video. So the huge thing for Matic is obviously it has the ZK EVM, the sidechain for Matic itself. So that's very nice to have. But there's another thing, and the other thing is called AggLayer. And AggLayer means aggregation layer. And what it does, it will completely flip crypto around if it is being adopted and if it works as it is supposed to. So I will soon explain what it means, but there's a beautiful picture here. This one basically sums it up. Sandeep, he's the founder of Polygon, and he has the AggLayer next to his name, and this aggressive signal is basically just the signal for AggLayer because it's aggressive, but it has nothing to do with aggressive. It's simply the emoji that they decided to use with AggLayer. But anyway, what it means is whenever, let's say, Solana connects to AggLayer, anybody from other chains can use the liquidity on Solana on Ethereum or Bitcoin chains. So again, let me say that in another way. So when Solana connects to AggLayer, another person from Ethereum blockchain can use the liquidity seamlessly with one click. So you no longer have to disperse the liquidity across many different blockchains try to get adoption on the blockchain and then make sure that your protocol can actually succeed in that blockchain, you can now basically hop between blockchains without bridging using AggLayer. So this is very, very significant move because it will simplify crypto so much. You don't have to use these 200 different blockchains that we currently have on the market, and all the chains that connect to AggLayer still have their own security and they still have their own sovereignty, so they can basically decide what to do. So Polygon will not take the decision away from the chain that actually connects to AggLayer. So that's basically the idea here. And when we scroll a little bit lower here, this is again Sandeep, the founder of Polygon, and he's saying here Polygon equals aggregation. So that is the new the new narrative. So when we actually take a look at these different narratives here, you can see we had the leveraged exchanges or perpetual contracts, whatever you want to call it. Those were the narrative back in, I think, 2021. Then we have the liquid staking obviously was a huge narrative. Restaking was a narrative. The layer 2s are now a narrative, but AggLayer could be the next huge narrative because it basically brings all of this dispersed liquidity that is caused by all of these layer 2 blockchains, and now it reconnects all of the liquidity back together. That's basically the idea of AggLayer. And we can take a look at this this blog post here as well, and this is from the Polygon itself. So it will make the life of Web3 simpler for users, developers, and chains. So this is the definition: a horizontally scalable multi-chain ecosystem that enables access to shared liquidity and state across connected chains. One-click transactions across chains, tapping the user bases and shared liquidity of multiple blockchains. Developers can focus on market fit and not worry about competition for shared resources, bootstrapping liquidity, or finding users. They can simply connect to AggLayer. An unparalleled network effect can happen through this AggLayer. So now you ask me if I'm bullish on Matic. The answer is obviously yes. So the minimum again is 60%. But if this narrative starts to actually take speed, the Matic price could reach much higher numbers. And they already have different partnerships. Swell is here saying that as well layer 2 will share liquidity with AggLayer, and they are using different layer 2s here as an example. And then they had another partnership here with Espresso Systems. I don't know what that is, but they have partnered with Espresso and AggLayer here, and Polygon basically retweeted that idea there as well. So all in all, this is the video for today, and obviously this does not mean that Matic will pump to the moon from here, but like I said, the minimum here in my opinion is 60%. That's basically reflected on my investing as well. So I bought a bunch of Matic for myself. Obviously we could lose a lot of money here, but all in all, this just looks good to me. Again, the RSI is making higher lows here as well on the price. There's so many indicators that just screams to me that Matic is undervalued and is about to blow up. So that's it for this video. Consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even you may want to join the Discord group as well, which is somewhere in the description. So that's it. See you on the other side, and bye bye.